Hey guys, it's Project Dave playing some Callisto Protocol. So I discovered where to go through the magical power of Google. And it turns out I was like one or two steps from triggering a line of dialogue because I didn't walk specifically up to a locked door. I walked very close to a locked door, but not quite directly next to it. So we'll see how that plans out. Or pans out, not plans out. I'm probably going to talk about Hearthstone a bit because that's what I've been doing past day. And then some more extemporaneous random dialogue. I'm kind of enjoying just saying random stuff into the microphone. Yeah, so we'll get around to that momentarily. So I had to keep stopping for a while to stomp on the second guy because they were kind of stacked up in a weird way there. And this glass offended me. Had to be dealt with.
I can't open it. You'll need to find security credentials. Look around for any dead guards nearby.
Found one. No signal.
Use your shiv to dig out their implant.
Wait, what?
You don't have a choice. It's the only way through that door.
What a mess.
You do what you gotta do in here. This place has a way of changing you.
I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. Inmates were tearing through the block. I had to seal the door. Does anyone copy?
Yes, Officer Jane.
Warden Cole? Where are you?
In my tower. Watching.
What? Why? What's happening?
The end of a long journey.
So Warden Cole is a voyeur. Man after my own heart. What a nice guy. He's just watching. Always watching. And you'll see him, see him in physical form in the sequel. Which is a Kung Pao reference, if you don't get that one. That one's kind of obscure Kung Pao reference, but it's a little funny. If you're a fan of Kung Pao, which I just found in my stash of DVDs. So I can't find Predator. My friend and I have been watching, we watched Terminator 2. My Departed CD doesn't work anymore, which I bought brand new like 15 years ago or something, but at some point it just stopped working, which is something that can happen with DVDs occasionally. But, and then we watched Alien and Prometheus. I already referenced that we'd watch Prometheus. But he wanted to watch Predator. I couldn't find it. So the Predator, The Big Lebowski, and like a couple of other movies are in a bag, a plastic bag somewhere. Vanished into the ether. They could be in my possession or they could be gone. I don't know. I'll have to buy The Big Lebowski again at some point. Watch that movie over and over for like 2 or 3 summers in a row. Again, about 10 years ago. Good times. Oh, this sequence is pretty funny because the second zombie, he is just total nonsense. This is some monster closet out the wazoo. Where the hell did the second zombie come from? It's not even possible that he was there. I was in that hallway, man. Did he climb through the glass or just magically spawn behind me? Obviously, the option is number 2. A similar thing happened the first time I was down here, but it seemed like it could have been organic. It was possible. This was not. There was no possible way this was organic. It was just randomly. He just randomly spawns behind you after you're done fighting the first one. That's the mechanic here. So that's a little silly. Questionable game design there, but whatever. So Hearthstone, I'm enjoying the undead, but because they have multiple builds, it's a little bit more interesting than Naga. albeit not as overpowered. But I think there's only like 2 or 3 non-undead builds that can win consistently. And undead are in every single game. That's another part of the problem. So it's like 6 undead players and then 2 people trying to do one of the other builds. And then there's 3 or 4 minion types that are just invalidated entirely. So you don't even bother with those guys. It'll get fixed in like 2 weeks or so, but by then I'll be uninterested in playing, most likely. And also busy with other games. We got 2 more days to Monster Hunter, I think. So get to enjoy that soon. Oh, I might get it a day early, I guess. So maybe it's tomorrow. But I'm supposed to go get groceries tomorrow. Oh, so the price of coffee has doubled. I anticipated this happening, so I went and bought a bunch of coffee last year while it was still relatively inexpensive. But now the price has doubled and the size of the coffee containers has halved. So maybe the price is quadrupled, who knows? So inflation is hitting the rest of the world worse than the United States. And coffee almost entirely comes from like South American countries. So that naturally was going to cause a supply chain issue eventually. Hence the price going up. But there might still be a few places where you can buy bulk coffee, so I'll be looking for that tomorrow probably. I'm supposed to do it today. And some more kimchi. Huzzah. Kimchi helps my intestinal issues, so that's why I have kimchi. A perpetual supply of kimchi and ramen. It's not my innate pretentiousness. I think that's the usual reason for eating kimchi. If you're not Asian, of course. Asian American, Asian what have you. If it's not part of your native cuisine, that's like a more artistic way of saying that. There you go. We did it. What else? There's some major interesting stuff going on. If you look at Österreich Bundesheer, which is Austrian military channel from the Dresden Military Academy, which was formed in 1750. So 26 years before the American Revolution. So a very old institution. They've got some really interesting videos, so just go look at that, look for a video that's in English. Just came out 4 days ago, if you want to learn some fascinating stuff. With like objective, interesting sources. And you can figure out what's going to happen over the course of the next year. So I think that was unspecific enough to not bother anyone that I said it that way. So what else? Oh, so I made the previous Callisto video. I did make unlisted. It kind of covers the same stuff as this video, and this video just is better overall. I didn't really plan it out that way. It just kind of happened. What is this hole? What is this? Why is this here? It's just so an enemy can spawn inside of that and pop out, but it doesn't go anywhere. Anyway, so the previous video still exists in a playlist, but after I unlisted it, it got 4 more views, which is pretty strange. Now, they could have come from a source, which is fine. If they came from that source, that's sort of my own fault. I could have anticipated that and made the video private instead of unlisted. But if they came from the other source, that means I'm still under like a microscope, which means this specific format of video will be the predominant one moving forward. Of course, once Resident Evil comes out, I'm just going to make a ton of videos probably. So I can't make every video a 10-minute discussion of me blabbing. So there'll be some of those videos with either very minimal commentary or no commentary. So look forward to that. Might be some speedruns and so forth. So possibly the first speedrun ever done, like the first route established, because it's done 5 days before the game came out. So that should be interesting if I can manage to do that. I suspect there's going to be like an A-B route a la Resident Evil 2. So separate ways will be its own entire campaign. I don't know that though. That's just a guess. So we get to see more Ada. Huzzah. Ada, one of my favorite characters, especially Resident Evil 4 Ada. Of course, there's no way I'm not gonna have more affection for OG Resident Evil 4 Ada than New Ada, but New Ada is alright too. They're coming up on this little courtroom slash ominous military banners room. This either looks like the Nuremberg trials or it looks like the proponents of the defendants in the Nuremberg trials constructed this room, perhaps. So that's an interesting design decision because it doesn't really show up in the rest of the game so far. I assume it only shows up in these secret rooms.
This will be my final report from here. The tower renovations are nearly complete.
And the program.
Reactivated, under the supervision of Dr. Mahler.
And what do you hope to achieve?
Results. After decades of misguided research. Don't you see? Evolution doesn't happen in the lab. It happens in the wild.
So thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I think I said what I wanted to say more or less articulately. Hooray. And we can ponder what the deal is with this room and its visual design later. And I'll see you next time.